Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a great question in here from Daniel Della Torre. I hope I'm saying the last name right there, Daniel. He says, "Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm just getting started in photography. I'm starting a professional 1 year course, and I was wondering which camera do you recommend me to get first? I'm interested in shooting in the streets, panorama, and people. Also, my budget is $1,000 US tops, and I'm planning to keep the camera for a while. Thank you. Best regards." Well, it's a good question because right now we've got lots of good options. Now, you specifically said photography and didn't mention video at all. So I'm going to assume you do want a photography camera. So I'm going to narrow your choices down. You said your budget is $1,000 US tops to the D7100, the Nikon D7100. And the reason I don't go to the 72 is the 7100 is most of the features and quality of the 7200, in fact the same image quality, just you're getting it at a better price because it is the previous model but basically has most of what the 72 is, and that'll save us some money for a lens. The other options we're going to look at here is the Sony a6000, and then that leaves you some room for some lenses. And the other one that you might want to look at is the Canon T6i. Those are the three cameras that I'm going to look at here. And if the reason I throw the T6i in there is, and the Sony a6000 too, as far as video is concerned, actually all three can do decent video. But the T6i is in there because it has a fully articulating screen and does pretty good video abilities. Okay, kind of a dumbed down dual pixel AF from the 70D, so it has that availability. If you're not, if as your email suggests you're really not into video at all, then I would suggest ruling out the T6i, because I think the Sony a6000 you can get for a better price, and it's a nice smaller camera, and it's very good for street photography, panoramas, and people. And there's lots of different lenses available, especially for street photography. You can get into using a lot of older lenses with adapters, and get some very good value that way. And likewise with the Nikon D7100, it's more camera than say the T6i. It's a better performing sensor, 24 megapixels, and I mean the T6i is as well, but it just doesn't perform as well as the D7100. Better high ISO, better autofocus system, all of these things. And then you've got some room for glass. Now, for glass, any of those cameras, I would probably pick up the kit lens with it. Even the Sony a6000, I would buy the kit lens because it's probably only going to be $100, and it's doable, especially for what you want to do: streets, panorama, and people. You can work with its softer outside edges on the Sony. The kit lens with the Nikon D7100, whether you go with the 18 to 55 or the 18 to 140, both decent kit lenses, so no problems there. And then add a 50mm f1.8. With the Nikon, it's a no-brainer. The 50mm f1.8G. If money's tight, go with the 50mm f1.8D, the AFD, the older version, which is smaller and lighter and just about as sharp. Some people might argue sharper, and you can get all of that for within $1,000. You can even probably be close to, depending on the deal you get. I'll put a link below because I know there was some really good deals on kits with the D7100 where you could get the 70 to 300 with it as well, which is going to give you a nice long lens to go with it. For what you're wanting to shoot, I'm thinking you could forego the long lens for now, and you'd be more interested in the 50 f1.8G, or even the 35 f1.8G would be a good option too. And on the Sony side, the a6000, you can add the 50 f1.8 from Sony with I think it's the OSS. It's about $300. You can find that used, or get a 50 f1.8 from just about anybody. The Minolta, some of the older Minolta manual focus, you can get those for under $100, and then an adapter for about $10 on eBay. I'll put some links below for you for those. And then you're still staying within your price range, and you can add a little bit better quality lens, like maybe the Sony 18 to 105. Add that to your a6000. Especially if you can get a refurb or a used a6000, you got more room for lenses and get those refurbed or used. So that's what I would recommend. Either the D7100 in the kit, the Sony a6000, and if you are interested in video, or for some reason if you really want to go Canon, then look at the T6i and look at it used if you can, or refurbed to get a good deal on it. Even the 70D is a good way to go that way, although just be aware you're getting 6 less megapixels. But those would be the 3 I would look at. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Are those the cameras you would look at or steer Daniel to if we have a $1,000 US tops budget, and the lenses I've suggested? Or is there other options or something that you would suggest instead? Leave your comments below. Let's help Daniel out. Thanks for your question, Daniel, and stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.